she's here. She won't know that she's being recorded already, okay? I have two guests that I can see her.
Oh my Lord above.
This is like a vision in many colors. Oh my God.
I don't know if the lighting is good in here. Let me double check if it's better.
Yeah, let's try to find a good spot to
We like this
appreciate this moment. Hello.
We like this light. We like this light.
It is better than light, and I love the setting. I just love it.
Next to my microwave, next to my plants.
It is pretty iconic. I mean, yes. I mean, yeah, I love it. I love it.
Thank you, darling. It's been 1 whole year since I was in phase.
And you did it in how long?
1 hour and a half, more or less.
Well, this is what I call a true icon, darling. This is what I call a true icon.
Oh, darling, this whole thing.
Thank you so much for accepting my invitation.
Oh my Lord,
I knew that you were having a moment, you know, maybe resting or maybe taking some time off, and I said like, hey, I gonna play all my cards, everything on the grill, and you know, let's hope for the best. And it worked out.
And it did. It's true. Now it's more than a pleasure, darling.
Exactly. Well, thank you. Do we have everything that we need? Or maybe a glass of something or whatever? I mean,
no,
this is no rehearsal. This is no second take. This is what it is. This is life. This is drag.
Exactly.
So, exactly. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna introduce you, and then we can just then feel at home. How about
sure?
All right. Hello, my darlings, and welcome to another episode of Mariah with Friends in Conversation with. I always have an intro. Well, I do introduce all my guests, but with this dear darling of mine, I struggle, and for a good reason, because whatever you think she done it or she might have done it, she did it. She did it all. I cannot pick any particular moment because all the times I spent with her, there were just magical, unique moments. Here with me today, I have a real, true London icon. The one and only, please, let's all welcome Dahlings to Mary Poppers.
Hello, everyone.
Oh my God, I can't believe that I am seeing you in front of me. It's been a hot minute, and I am so happy that you are in front of me.
Oh, darling, I wish I was literally in front of you instead of all of these cameras, shablams, and whatever. The world is in a horrible place.
Can you imagine, darling? Like, I mean, like, we all had to, I mean, like, for me now, this is a choice, but I am struggling with the adaptation moment in many levels.
It's super weird. It's super. I haven't been in phase for like 1 year, so it's like it was refreshing to do all of this, really.
But you haven't been in phase because it was a choice, or because you were feeling your oats for a moment?
Both really. Because I've moved back from London to Lisbon, and now I have plants, and I have a microwave, and I have all of those things that normal people have. And
she's domestic.
Exactly. She's a homeowner almost. And
work.
And it's like there's no gigs. And my drag isn't necessarily very versatile when it comes to doing online stuff. And I don't have the conditions to do like online performances and things like that. So I just took some time to reflect, to make some connects here in Lisbon, because I don't have that many people over here. And voila, it's been a year. Time flies.
But I did the crossover as well, and I don't know if I told you, but I came to the conclusion that London is like craving that McDonald's that you wanted so much, and you, of course, you have it, but then you might regret it. So like the detoxification time, it can be quite lengthy and quite struggle, right? How was the crossover? How are you feeling today? Even you might have a pause doing your art. Just tell me a little bit.
Well, there's a couple of things that I might start doing when the lockdown is over. So like I really want to try to bring my show back to Lisbon. So my cabaret, but it's hard because it's like I don't have the same amount of people that I had in London, period. So it's very difficult to have a showcase like the one that I used to have in London. It used to be so big and it used to be so diverse that I'm probably going to struggle a little bit here in Portugal. So I have to adapt what I used to do to the reality of Lisbon. The transition has been okay. I miss my queer family a lot. People like you that I used to see all the time, and you just and you stop seeing people, and it's just like you end up being at home. Staring at the walls, and it's complicated because it's just like there's no nightlife at all. So it's just super weird. It's just so the adaptation has been a little bit rough. I've spent a hot minute out of drag, out of being a little bit depressed as well, but at the same time, I got a full-time job for the first time in my life, because that's always like my life goes. Like everything is in lockdown, and all of a sudden I get a full-time job, and I managed to leave my parents' house. And
congratulations on that, darling.
I know, darling. It's super weird. Like I've never seen myself even doing a full-time job, but I at the moment that's what I'm doing. So
well, there is always a first time for everything, right?
That's true. That's true.
But you've been in lockdown. I don't know how long exactly you've been in Lisbon. London, it was surreal. But when, for example, when I stopped, I was like, oh my God, like I couldn't wait to have the moment to say like, oh my God, like I'm not gonna do something for a couple of days, because we were living, I was working full time, I was doing the gigs, I was just whatever. You put it all together, and literally I didn't have like days off, or for such a long time, or working like 70 hours a week, which was like, it's something not sustainable. Once you are in the train and you are in there, you don't realize, but then when you have the moment to stop a little bit, it is like, wow, like I don't know how you did it. So how was your kind of like, well, last year in London? Did you manage to have the time for yourself, being in contact with nature, or like it was like all over the place?
She was totally all over the place. Like the last year in London, I was doing drag full time, so I was that was my only job, and in between doing 4 gigs a week, or 3 gigs a week, and then trying to get more gigs, and then trying to do some outfits, and then trying to do some wigs, and then trying to do stuff, and trying to have enough money to support yourself. It's too much. It's just so much. Like it became completely unsustainable. Even for my mental health, I was just completely collapsing, and I was like doing so many drugs to keep myself awake, to be able to even have the energy to do all the things that I was trying to do.
Exactly.
So it was definitely like the last year was challenging. It was challenging. So I like the fact that I have a quieter life in Lisbon, but I do miss a little bit of the chaos. I can't say that I don't, because I do. Because it went from one extreme to the other. It went from way too much to way too little.
Right,
So everything needs to have a little bit of a balance. So, but yeah, I'm hoping that in a couple of months things start to open up and I can start thinking about my drag career again. Because like everyone has been asking for it as well. Like all of my Portuguese friends are like, we want to see Mary, come on, we want to see Mary. And I'm like, well, where do you want to see her? In your bathroom? Because there's nowhere else to go.
For example, I am in Madrid, as some of you might know. I haven't been to a drag show, but that because it was a choice, because I couldn't stand being with the mask or like talking to people like in the whatever, like it's like far too much for me. If it's gonna be those kind of like follow the rules moment, I prefer just not to do it. But are the bars open, or are there shows in Lisbon, or there is completely nothing?
At the moment, there's absolutely nothing. And even before the lockdown, like there's not that much like going in drag in Lisbon. So like there's a lot of different places where you can start your own things. So that's what I'm quite happy about. So like, because I've had the strength to do that in London, where it's much more difficult than it is anywhere else, because every time you sneeze, a new drag queen or a new drag king or a new drag creature comes along and they want to start their own show as well. And so it's very overcrowded. And it's not the case here. So in here, you can stand out quite easily, which is something that I'm looking forward to. Because like I want people to kind of like start knowing me for my work. And yeah, it's my phone's ringing, my computer is ringing.
It's okay.
I'm so social. Oh my god!
Take that moment if you need to answer.
Oh no, they can wait,
darling.
The public can wait, darling.
It is Saturday evening after all, so like, hey, we all have to do what we have to do, right?
That's true. That's true. No, but it's so yeah. So there's a marvelous project called Drag Taste, and they do amazing brunches and they do amazing online shows. And I'm trying to see if I can do some work with them because they're the major thing in drag here in Lisbon. But that's something that is still in negotiations. And there's one drag competition in Portugal. There's one drag competition, and it's quite a big competition. And I might do it, I might not. We'll see. The future will tell.
And there is there a national competition per se, or like? Yeah. Oh wow. Whoa.
Yeah, it's in Lisbon because it's like everything is in Lisbon because there's nothing else happening in the rest of the country.
Yeah.
So I'm quite satisfied that I am in Lisbon because it's the place to be where like it's there's nothing else apart from Lisbon. So
yeah.
And yeah, that's the plan for the moment.
I had the chance well, actually last summer to make a little trip to Copenhagen, and actually by coincidence it was Pride weekend there, so they had a really chill lockdown throughout the summer. So it was like, for me, it was like life as the best, and I said like, bitch, I need to go and know the Dahlings. So I went out, so I met quite a few queens and things like that, and they told me that branches are like literally unexplored in Copenhagen, and they really wanted to do it. How is the that is seen in Lisbon regarding branches? Is it something that they are like it might be in fashion, they don't do it at all? How is the situation?
I think like there's that project that I was talking about. So there's Drag Taste doing brunches, and I don't know about anyone else doing them. Yeah. So it's literally unexplored territory. So it's still well, all the drag queens here work in clubs. So like they work as hostess and they work as store people and things like that, but there's not that many people doing like live shows in cabaret and things like that, let alone brunches. Like there's literally next to no one doing drag brunches.
And it's something that maybe you want to kind of cash on that, or is something that it doesn't interest you?
That's a good question. I'm still not sure about what's going to be my future, because I do have like, I'm thinking like, I do have a full-time job at the moment. So I'm like, I don't want to overdo it. Like, I don't want to start doing this weekly brunch on Sunday. Well, especially because sometimes I work on Sundays as well on my full-time job. So I'm like, is it something I want to cash in? Is it something that I want to do like Friday night after work and I have the time to put on my makeup, put on my show? It's still, the equation is still being formulated. I'm still working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, something that is, as you mentioned, Friday night here, bingos in, at least in Madrid and Barcelona, they are huge. Drag bingo is like, it is still on vogue. So I don't know how it's in there, but you know,
there's no drag bingo. There's nobody doing it.
A Friday night, you know, like that is something that, you know, like it is open to many audiences. You can have your number, you can have other guests, and you know, maybe there is something that you maybe can explore.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I haven't thought about bingo actually. I think I've only done bingo once with Felix Lefreak. I think that was literally the only time I've done drag bingo. So that's definitely something to think about.
I think like also, as you said before, that in London is so much difficult, and then you go to a quieter place, and then like you feel a little bit lost. And I totally understand you, because, you know, being in London and being able to access to whatever you can imagine, or if you don't have access, someone can provide you, or someone knows someone. So it's all very accessible. That then when you, for example, we are in a situation that we are when everything is new, everything is to discover things that, you know, that haven't been done, whatever. I feel a little bit like, oh, where to start, you know, even though there is a great possibility and great chances to be, but it is a start. Okay, you need to start from zero, like
exactly. It's like
everything
restarting.
again.
Of course, like I've even been talking about this to my therapist, because it's like, it took me one whole year to decide to start like messaging people and going like, hey, I'm in Lisbon, do you want to do something, blah blah blah, because it took me like one whole year to like, okay, I think I'm ready now to start digging again. Because it's like in London it's everyone is doing their show and there's things to do, and there's like, you have your resources, like you know where you go to make money, you know where you go to make friends, you know where to go to make whatever you want to make. And in here, because the scene is so small, everything is fresh and everything is new, and there's no proper community built. So community, it's literally starting from scratch, and that's quite hard. That's quite, and especially because like I like, we're both in our hometowns at the moment. Well, I'm in my hometown at the moment, so it's like, it's quite weird for me to start over from scratch in the place where I was born. So it's a little bit weird, but it's okay, it's doable, and we'll get there.
I mean, like, there is nothing impossible, but I totally get you. Like, even when I just arrived here, I really pushed myself to go out, meet people, and, you know, like, just trying to not kind of think too much. But at the same time, I was like, so you know what? I am not mentally prepared just right now to open up, to explain myself, to tell my story, whatever. Like, and plus it was winter. I was like, you know what? Like, I am not in the mood, even though, you know, my sister will tell me like, oh, you had to go out, you never do anything. What, I was just like, I just don't feel it, you know, like, and you know,
of course,
it is the process, right? There, but better weather is coming up, so that's like true. you feel in a different way, and you know, we might be able to do something. But let's kind of like look for those opportunities that even in London they don't work, or in London they're overdone. Let's not forget that we are in a new environment.
That's
like
true.
the possibilities are endless, right?
That's true. And I think that it's probably going to be like the 20s. It's going to be like post-war, and everyone wants to like go out in a bang and do different stuff. And so I think that we're going to have a really good opportunity to kind of go with the wave of like people will want to go out, people will want to see shows, people will want to be entertained,
Yeah,
because we've been in this fucking lockdown for way too long. So I think that that's gonna happen. Like it's gonna be major. So let's hope we can do something productive with that time, darling.
absolutely. I mean, like the online thing it's been okay for a momentary moment, but for excuse me, for like doing long term, or as a let's say as a career, I am a big fan of live shows,
Yeah,
whatever, if it's like
absolutely.
big venue theater or like a small production, whatever. I prefer, even like you need to invest some coin in that and spend your dollars. I prefer to go and see that and like want to see things. All this bloody green screen, whatever, virtual, like no, honey, no, this is not
Yeah.
me. Call me old school, call me anything, but no,
Yeah,
not
no, I'm the
on that.
same. Like, I need my audience, I need my people, I need to smell people, I need to touch people, I need to, well, this doesn't sound very good, but then again, it's me, so it's okay. It's like I need the sweat, and I need the warmth of the crowds. Like I need that. So being like, I don't mind doing things like this, like we're doing at the moment, because I'm having an actual conversation with someone. But like, I've tried to do an online act, and I did needles, and I did needles in my face, and there was blood everywhere, and I was like, oh my God, I hope something turns out from this. And then I hated everything. And I was just like, no, this isn't for me. No, thank you. No, I'm all right. I'll wait for things to come back.
Yeah, and it's hard because as you said, like you do it and then like you had like the chance of re-recording or like rewatch what you done. It's like, oh, like I don't like this. So you try to like get perfected, when in reality perfection does not exist. So like you end up like to film, like 2-3 minutes of like an average performance that you want to do. You spend like the whole afternoon trying to do that. You are exhausted. Then you got like life problems if you're doing it at home. Like, oh, then it's just not like, okay, cool. I just like packing up and then that's it. And you spend the whole day trying to do something, and then you are not happy with. So it's
And you
nothing
have to
compared to
edit
a
on
live
front of
performance.
it. Like, you need to be good. You need to be good at a new whole set of skills. Like, you need to be good at filming. You need to be good at like editing video. You need to be good at this, and you do that. And I'm like, no, this is not my vocabulary. Like, I'm not about this. Like, I am a live showgirl. Like,
Yeah,
I cannot be bothered. I can't be bothered.
yeah,
But I respect people that, like, I think it's been amazing that people have been doing this digital drag thing, because it's like, it shows how much we have the power to reinvent ourselves, and to kind of like make good ends with something that is so horrible, which is like this pandemic situation. And people like stepped up, and it was just like, we're going to keep on entertaining you, we're going to keep on working, we're going to keep on showing up, and you're still going to see our faces. But at the same time, yeah, like I couldn't adapt to it. I couldn't adapt
yeah,
to it.
yeah.
It's like, it's okay. It's been 1 year, and like, people still know my name. So it's like, it's all right. People don't forget you.
But honey, how to forget you? Like
Sweetie.
you will be forever a true London icon. As I said before, you name the gig and the date of anything in London for the last couple of years, and you were there. You were there, or you were working, or like enjoying yourself. Like you were
True.
there. So like, honey, you lived life to the fullest in there. And
That's true. That's true.
That is the biggest, I think, reward from London, because you live such a crazy life that you are not aware of, and there is so many things. And you know, like the good thing, like the gift of the city is to be able to do as many things as you can, because there is so much.
That is true. That is true.
But now that you started to well, redo your life personally and professionally, and now you feel that you can sit down and rethink where your drag career wants to go, or well, you as a drag artist, where do you see yourself as a drag artist in the next 6 months to a year? Do you have any projects coming up? Is something that you really wanted to do and maybe you didn't have the chance, or there any offers or anything like something like that?
There's a couple of things. There's a couple of things that I can't actually talk about.
But that's the things that we like, darling. But well. Stay tuned for those
There's a couple of things, but you'll know it at the right time and right place. You'll know about it.
Yeah. And what are the things that you can tell us, or you want to tell us?
No, it's more about bringing my show here. Like, I really want to bring my show here. I really want to bring my Disastrous Cabaret here. I just want all the mess that I used to do in London. I just want to be able to do it here.
Yeah.
And so, like, I've been sourcing some venues already, and I've been looking into different places where to do stuff. I probably see myself doing that in the next year rather than 6 months. Okay. Because I think that 6 months will probably not be enough. I think that things will still be in like a shit situation. At least, like, because we just started vaccination here. Like, we're still vaccinating the old people. And like, for instance, I got myself a shot because I'm a health worker now. But it's I think 6 months is still not that long. So I'm probably aiming for like the next year to start doing my own show. That's literally the only thing that I'm kind of worried about. Everything else will come along as it goes. Like, I started here in Lisbon doing some host stuff and like to host some cabarets, and I've started to do some nights in drag for Madonna, because like Madonna had a big tour here, and like I used to work in like giving flyers out and doing some stuff. So like all of those gigs will start to show up as it goes. So yeah, I'm hoping that I'll have some of those gigs, because it's like they bring you a little bit of money, and like it's like I want to reinvest in my drag. Like I lost a lot of stuff as I came to Lisbon. I lost a lot of outfits. I've put on a lot of weight, so I kind of need to reinvent a little bit. So that's where I see myself. Like, I see myself reinventing a little bit.
Well, quoting Madonna, honey, you can be the real true drag artist of reinvention. Keep on doing it.
That's true.
Exactly. Does Madonna still live in Portugal? Or she used
I'm not even sure anymore, darling. I don't know. She was all over the place trying to get a house, and she wanted this mansion in Sintra, which is a beautiful place. And then she was like, oh, I'll have it for free if you guys do this for me.
But no, you're fucking kidding me. Tell me that story. What?
So she approached like the government and going like, oh my God, like, you own this palace, and like, if I refurbish it, you'll just let me have it for free. It was kind of something like that. And they said no, obviously. But I'm not sure if she's here or not anymore, to be honest. I have no clue.
And of course she got upset and just told everyone, like, how the hell are you gonna get a house for free, bitch? Are you mad? Are you mad?
It's like, Madonna. Well, she tried.
Bitch, you're Madonna, but still, how you gonna approach the government and ask for that house for free? I mean, I'm pretty sure if she goes to Spain or to Argentina, she will manage to do that. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Or Italy, something like that. That wouldn't be a second guess. But still, like, bitch, hello. Like,
She has enough money.
exactly. I mean, like, at least like, hey, I got this spare. Can you let's reach a deal or something? Not like get the house for free. I found that a little bit too much. But hey, as I said, she's Madonna, but still, like that is out of order, darling. That's out of order. Well, darling, tell us where we can find you on your socials. Even if you're having a break, we want to know where we can give you some love. Where are you?
Well, you can always contact me on Ms. Mary Poppers on Instagram. There's always something happening. There's always a cheeky story. There's always something like that. But that's pretty much at the moment. It's just follow me on Instagram and just see what my day-to-day life has been.
I'm pretty sure that is as exciting as your drag career, honey, because I've been a witness and I can testify. I can testify on the Bible, darlings. All right. I do these episodes for around 20 minutes. It's been over, but because you deserve it. But I'm gonna leave you the last minute to wrap up. That's tell us what you want to tell us, and then we're gonna say goodbyes. Come on, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know what else to say, really. I'm just gonna wish you good luck because you're in the same situation as I am. So I'm like, you know what? Let's rule the world and let's do this shit together and let's support each other as much as we can. And yeah, just people go to shows when shows are back. Give us money.
Yeah, exactly. Let's help us build our empire. And
exactly.
Then yeah, support your local artists when everything resumes
exactly.
As per normal, wherever you are, in a theater near you, in your local city, your town, London, Lisbon, Madrid, wherever, go and support the local queens, the international queens. Just go to live shows and give them money. Yes. Well, darling, I want to thank you again for being with me today.
Thank you for the invitation.
It's been long overdue, but I am so happy and glad that you accepted my invitation, and now you are ready to face the world, darling.
Anytime,
I cannot wait to see what else do you have to show us, darling. I cannot wait for those updates that you have there.
It's coming.
Well,
it's coming. There's things coming.
And we cannot wait. So stay tuned for all those updates. And darlings, thank you so much for watching. Please give us a like, a comment, subscribe, leave an emoji. Just do something because we love it as much.
We need the attention.
Exactly. Let's give us some action, darling. And stay tuned for next episode that is in 2 weeks' time, darlings. Thank you so much, Mary Poppers, again, and I love you.
Bye, Mariah. I love you.
Bye, darling. Bye-bye.